Thank you for joining us for our November Shotsuki Hoyo monthly memorial and adult Dharma service. I'd like to begin by reading the names of those who've passed away in the month of November. Isaburo Adachi, Shikanosuke Ajari, Joe Akiyama, Tomoe Aoki Johnson, Fumie Endo, Nao Endo, Katsumi Fujii, Yuki Fujii, Nancy Louis Fujikawa, Shitoyo Fujinami, Reverend Masami Fujitani, Toshio Fukuda, Chieko Furuta, Larry Furuta, Sumie Hiramoto Gluck, Rihachi Goto, Katsu Harada, Miyako Hatakeyama, Tom Hayashida, Judy Hirabayashi, Mitsuru Hirai, Mamoru Hirota, Masakichi Hirota, Kikuno Honda, Tokuzo Honda, Kotoshi Hori, Fusano Horimoto, Masaru Ide, Leo Ryotaro Ikeda, Kimie Ikemoto, Akira Kanagaki, Chiyo Kaneko, Haruto Kaneko, Miharu Kaneko, Ida Kanesaki, Hyosuke Kawahata, Harue Kihara, Gunichi Kimura, Sekichi Komoda, Kiyoshi Kuritsubo, Torasaburo Masuda, Vernon Matsui, Kimiko Messenzel, Grace Misaki, Tori Misumi, Chikamitsu Mitsuda, Roger Miyazaki, Hanzo Miyazaki, Kikuo Mizuhara, Ichihei Mizusaki, George Mori, Jotaro Mori, Hitoshi Greg Morimoto, Rei Yoshiro Morishita, Rokuzo Morishita, William Muranishi, Katsutaro Nagao, Tokie Najima, Mitsuko Nakagawa, Roy Nakagawa, Shotaro Nakamura, Saichi Nakao, Yutaka Nakao, Tomiko Nakatani, Hideko Nakazono, Akira Narasaki, Yoshio Negi, Yuriko Niizawa, Shizuko Nishio, Chiono Nomiyama, Fukuju Nomiyama, Masano Nomiyama, Matsuno Nomiyama, Mitsuru Nomiyama, Chiyomatsu Nomura, Fred Nomura, Irene Nomura, Masai Nomura, Genkichi Ogi, Kansuke Ogi, Mine Ogi, Shingo Ogihara, Jitsuo Ohara, Keisaburo Oka, Kiyoshi Okemoto, Yoshitaka Oniki, Katsujiro Onizuka, Raymond Otake, Kasue Saika, Harue Sakamoto, Hiroko Sakamoto, Sue Sakamoto, Masaji Sato, Yoshimatsu Seta, Baby Shibata, Harry Shibata, James Shimamura, Jean Siu, Shunyo Soda, Tora Taro Sumimoto, Kenji Suetsugu, Sumi Tajiri, Kazumi Takahashi, Fukutaro Takashima, Nakai Takashima, Shinobu Takeshima, Sumiko Takeshima, Kazuma Takata, Tuli Takeuchi, Hideo Tamori, Ben Tamura, Ichiro Tanaka, Shizuo Tanaka, Ren Tanaka, Tameo Tanaka, Takeso Taniguchi, Tora Taniguchi, Kasumi Toji, Mary Tonai, Genjuro Tsujimoto, Yoshikusu Tsujimoto, David Uemura, Konoe Utsurogi, Tom Utsurogi, Sho Wakabayashi, Sam Watahara, Goichiro Watanabe, Tokie Watanabe, Susan Wang, Akie Yamabe, Koito Yamamoto, Kaoru Yamamoto, Yoshi Yamaoka, Tsuru Yamashita, Clara Yokoyama, Grandmother Yoshioka. Next, we'll have Sutra chanting. Today we'll be chanting Shoshinge, and you can chant along, or you can think about your loved ones that are being honored during the chanting. Kimyo Munyo Junyo Rai Namo Fukashigi Ko Hozobo Satsui Niji Zai Seiji Zai Obusho Token Shobutsu Jodoin Kokudo Ninden Shizen Mak Konyu Mujo Shushogan Chohotsuke Udai Guze Goko Shiyui Shishoju Juseimyo Shomon Jippo Fuhomu Nyomu Henko Muge Mutai Koen no Shoujo Kangi Chieko Fudan Nanji Mushoko 超日学校小人説一切群上無交渉本願名語症状語指針信用願人上等学書大涅槃必死滅度願成就如来所以公主世唯説弥陀本願会五辱悪事群上会往生如来如実言納発一年期愛心不断本の特涅槃本上逆法再演入入手侵入会一味摂取信仰上昇後意の水波無明暗頓内心臓死運無上不真実信心天非如日光不運無運無資源妙無暗逆心謙虚大狂気即応超絶語悪種一切全幕本部人門心如来偶然願仏言古代小下者善人妙分だりけみだ仏本願念仏邪見教満悪衆上信用十字人に南南中死な昔インド最天使論下中華自治域史こそ現代諸公世小異妙如来本前予期釈迦如来如我戦一種五妙難天竺龍樹大自主とせ質の財派有無権先絶大乗無情報召喚議事小安楽賢治南陽六六信行異行指導楽億年弥陀仏本願自念即自入必上唯の上昇如来語お大偶然音天神菩薩増論説奇妙無下公如来永主他な見真実古戦の超大誓願公有本願力へ公移動群上昇一心記入功徳大崩壊筆逆入大へ収集特殊年下造世界即小信用保証人有本の人間人図入所自音自用下本師ど南如天使上高難消防殺来三蔵主十上教凡上専用気楽法天神菩薩論中下報道因果見世願方言猫有他力症状死因有信心惑前本部信心ポツ承知承知即涅槃必死無量光明道小宇宙上回復家当社結晶道難所唯妙浄土活入万全自力変言種円満特語感染症三不三神経音言増末放滅道非因一生増悪地偶税死安如外称名化 仙道独名武将位公愛上三女逆悪公明明後見人年海入本願大地界行者少女今後心狂気一年相互四位大と逆三人即小法小四上楽原神公開一大教変気安女官に祭先祖出身反戦人法家二度小弁入極重悪人入小物が薬剤非摂取中煩悩証言水不見大無見上昇が本資源空明仏教連民全幕本部人新宗教諸公編集戦弱本願具悪性現内生自人連下決地義上一生死即入弱上無意楽一心人意の入愚教大自主死と上際無変極上悪同族自主愚道心唯化心心こそ説ナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブがんにしくどく平等正祭道本菩提心往生安楽ナマンダナマンダナマンダナマンダナマンダナマン。Okay, thank you for joining us for our November Shotsuki Hoyo monthly memorial service and adult Dharma service. There's so much going on, right? We're still in the midst of the pandemic. The election's coming up in a couple days by the time this is airing. We're still in the midst of fire season. Hopefully, no fires around here, but they are happening in other places, and the hurricane coming up in the southeast and everything. Electricity's back on for the time being. So, a lot going on. And I think certainly this stuff can be really overwhelming. We lost power at my house up, the Oakland Hills and Berkeley Hills for 44 hours at my house.
And, ostensibly it's for safety because the winds were really, really strong, and they were saying that it was similar conditions to the Oakland Hills fire and firestorm back, 30 years ago, almost 30 years ago. And, it was stressful. In some ways, I didn't really do that much. Most of the time I just sat around, and, it was my days off, of course, and I have an iPad, and that seemed to be holding the battery the best. So mostly what I did is just sat around and read books on my iPad. I got a lot of reading done, or fell asleep with a cat next to me, or, and I took lots of naps, and I ate lots of snacks, and read a lot, right? And so in one way, I kind of didn't do that much. And yet, I was exhausted, right? And I think it's because, for one thing, on Sunday, they turned off the power, but then the wind starts up, and then they're saying, there could be a fire. You should be ready to evacuate at any second. So we prepared, and you're kind of sitting there wondering, is there going to be fire? Am I going to hear about it soon enough to be able to escape? And so you have that stress going. Made it through the night. Next day, it's like, I wonder when the power is going to come back on. I think they said 11 a.m. And then, Monday at 11 a.m., it got turned off Sunday night. So I look at the email again and realize it says, the winds are supposed to subside by around 11 a.m., so the power should be on by 4 p.m. Okay, great. Waiting, sitting around waiting. It's 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Let me look at that email again, right? Look at the email again. Tuesday at 4 o'clock. I got to read these emails more carefully. I think I'm reading what I want to see. So that's something I learned about myself, right? Like, even though I've been given these emails with the pertinent information, I didn't read them closely enough. And so I think it was wishful thinking on my part that they'd have the power back within 24 hours. And so wait some more. Hurry up and wait. In one way, it was kind of good. There was no news, even to load internet news on my phone. But because the internet reception is so bad, cell reception is so bad where I live, that with no Wi-Fi, it was really hard to even to be able to get just basic news reports. And then my battery wore down really fast. How come my battery is wearing down faster when I'm not using my phone? I don't quite get that. I'm not sure how that works, but that's the way it seemed. And so no news was good in a way, right? Just blissfully ignorant and just sitting in the dark, right? And reading and sleeping and snacking. But then, when's the power going to come back? When's the power going to come back? And that kind of constant waiting and thinking was, I think, kind of tiring too. I actually enjoyed not having internet. By the time it turned back on, I was just getting used to it, of course, right? But it was actually getting to be kind of nice not having the internet, or only having it in these little concentrated bursts, right? And rationing my battery power because I couldn't. I came to the temple actually to recharge my phone on Monday and Tuesday. That's how fast the power ran out. But even then, being at home and rationing it, right? Not looking at my phone just because I didn't want to kill the battery. So it was kind of interesting, and it was nice to enjoy not having internet. But of course, as soon as it turned on, I'm checking Facebook, catching up on Instagram, looking up on things on Google that I thought of that I wanted to look up while there was no internet, that kind of thing, right? And so it certainly showed me that I'm certainly used to having the internet around, used to having the internet on. Used to having the TV to be able to turn it on, even if I just turn on Golden Girls and episodes I've seen a million times, but just to have the TV on, showing that kind of undercurrent of my life that normally don't think about, but that's constantly going, right? So I think for all of us, this is probably a very stressful time, but that's when I was thinking about Shotsuki and how that could maybe put things in a different perspective, right? That the Shotsuki here at Buddhist Church of Oakland certainly goes back to World War II, if not earlier, right? Even on the list, we have names from before a certain date, right? And so since the founding of the temple, 1901 maybe even, right? And so those names, those people, right? That they're part of this temple. And this Shotsuki memorial service is remembering those people, right? It's memorializing their lives. And so it gives us a chance to think about them. Gives us a chance to think about their lives. Gives us a chance to think about what they went through. And I think that helps put my own life, the times we live in perspective. You might feel like, of course, we should vote for this person. But someone else might feel like, of course, we should vote for that person. Some people might be thinking about it a lot and really concerned and actually doing a lot to try and get people to vote, right? To try and get people to participate in this process. Other people might be like, I don't want to have anything to do with it. I don't want to think about it. Temple, we shouldn't think about politics. It should be totally separate, right? There's all these different viewpoints. This isn't the only time in history that it's been like that, right? That there are always multiple viewpoints. It's always complex. There's never any just do this, just this one thing. Well, the only just do this is just say Nembutsu, right? But other than that, right, just out in society and whatever, it's always complex. It's always complicated, right? There's always compromises being made. And so I think that the people that we're memorializing on this list have gone through a lot of that. They lived through stuff like that, right? Whether it was going to internment camp or deciding to go back to Japan during, around the time of World War II, or whether to go off and fight in Vietnam, or who to vote for at various times in history, and and I'm sure that there have been different opinions held by different groups at the same time at the temple. That's samsara. That's human life. We've gotten this far. I bet some of the stuff that people went through, it was pretty intense and seemed life-changing, world-changing. I couldn't imagine living through the Great Depression, for example. My father was born that year, right, of 1929. That must have been just like really, really hard to go through, right? And it wasn't just like something that happened in a day, right? It was something that people had to live with for a while, right? And it affected every aspect of your life. Similar things happening now, right? That there are things happening that are affecting us, so many aspects of our lives. I think our lives have changed so much this year. Buddhist perspective, try and be aware, right? Try and be aware of what's going on out there. Try and be aware of how it's affecting me in my life. Try and be aware of how my life is affecting others, right? Try and be aware of my feelings, my actions. Appreciation. To realize, wow, stuff that I took for granted this year has really shown me that it's actually something really special to be able to be with family and friends, right? To be able to just go wherever I want, to be able to be Buddhist in this country, right? To be able to marry whoever I want, right? That these things that we've seemed to have, maybe not so obviously that's the way it is, right? That things are going to continue to change. They've changed a lot this year, and they will continue to. We're going to have to get through it, right? We will get through it. There might be difficult. Times are going to be difficult, right? And yet, I think that with the Buddha Dharma, that, Buddhism is one thing that can actually help us get through this stuff. And I think it helped the people on the Shotsuki list too. The temple helped the people on the Shotsuki list get on with their lives, right? To actually live, to go out there and live with other people in a society that maybe was hostile to them, in a society that maybe they were very successful in, right? Through difficult times, through good times. The temple, the Dharma, the Sangha helped these people persevere. And so I hope that it can help us persevere as well. Help us get through these difficult times that we're going through now, these difficult times ahead. Things will be difficult no matter what. Right? But with the values that we get from Buddhism, with this AAA life, right? Awareness, appreciation, also authenticity, right? And this trying, being yourself, right? But also trying to be the best person you can be, right? Not only being yourself by yourself, but being yourself in the midst of others. So that AAA life, I hope, is something that can help us through these coming days and months into the next year. And I hope that also the holidays are okay for you. Holidays are hard because usually, if you have family, you want to spend it with them, but it's hard to do that now with the pandemic. If you don't have family, the holidays can be really hard, right? And so, please take care during this holiday season. Maybe you can think of it as gratitude season. That appreciation, right, playing out before us, beginning with Thanksgiving and through the winter holidays, through the new year. And so I'll keep talking about that in the days and weeks to come. But please take care of yourself. If you're here for Shotsuki, think about your loved ones. Take some time to reflect on them, right? Take some time to think about the impact they had on your life now, as well as what they went through in their own lives. So I want to really, really thank you all for viewing our November Shotsuki Hoyo monthly memorial service. I'd like to sing Ondok-san 2. It's on page 220 in the BCA service book, if you have that available. And this is the poem by Shinran Shonin expressing this gratitude and wanting to repay this benevolence to those who came before. 如来大の音読は身を粉にしてもほずべし死守知識の音読も骨を砕きてもしゃすべし。ナモ阿弥陀仏。ナモ阿弥陀仏。ナモ阿弥陀仏。ナマ。Okay, thank you once again. I guess just quick announcements. This year we will not be having our Mochi Tsuki in person, right? Just because of the continuing health risks. So we won't be able to do that. We want to thank everyone that helped with their donations. We had a kind of campaign began over the summer to try and, make up for all the events that we lost, our major fundraisers and everything. And I think that there was a report on that in our Bushin newsletter. You can find that newsletter if you don't already receive it on the website, BuddhistChurchofOakland.org. You can also go there for updates on events. And if you want to donate, you can donate through PayPal via the website. Or you can send in checks to the office. We do check the mail. We're also going to have we had some problems with our emails going out to the membership and to various groups, and so we're going to start a new service to try and be able to consistently make announcements, email announcements. And so I think we're going to be able to sign up for that via the website too, the Friends of BCO list. And so we will keep an eye out for that if you're interested in signing up, or you can email officebco@gmail.com. To ask to be put on a mailing list. Okay, thank you everyone. This will conclude our Shotsuki Hoyo for November, an adult Dharma service. Why don't we conclude with Gassho? Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu.